All right, the only difference in our 8.1 that we did well on, and our 8.2 is that x is on both sides, okay? So if we look back just for a real quick at our notes from 8.1, all of these solvings, there was x only on the left side of the inequality. So we didn't have to move things, we did have to move numbers, we didn't have to move x's from the right to the left or the left to the right, okay? All our rules are still applying. We're gonna get rid of fractions, we're gonna get rid of parentheses, we're gonna combine like terms, collect like terms, except now, step 4, moving x's is part of the deal.
Isn't
okay?
that the same thing like from like that last lesson where you put a positive, once you have to move it over to the left, it had to become a negative? So for like positive 2, it had to become a negative 2.
Yeah, so the only thing different is that x has gotta go.
Okay.
X has gotta move. The other rule still applies that if you divide by the negative number, that you have to switch that inequality symbol, okay? Okay, so question number 1, there are no fractions or decimals. There is nothing alike on the left or the right, so I don't have to move or collect anything, so I'm ready to move. So as Will just pointed out here, I'm gonna move so my x is on the left side. So since it's positive 2x, I'm gonna minus 2x. So same thing with moving numbers as you move x's. Make sure you put it under x. So 3 minus 2 is 1x, plus 5 comes down, greater than or equal to negative 7. And then my positive 5 is going to go to the other side, so I'm going to minus 5. So x is greater than or equal to negative 12. So we're going to see a little bit more with fractions, and the parentheses actually, not so much fractions, just one fraction question. Okay, so on this one, Brody, what am I going to do to move that 6x to the other side?
Don't you have to do it?
Not divide,
Subtract.
subtract. So I'm going to minus that 6x because it's positive. So 4 minus 6 is negative 2. X minus 17 less than cancels, 25 comes down. And then Lydia, what do I do to move that 17?
You plus it.
We're going to plus 17. So I have minus 2x cancels, less than 42. And then Jace, what's my last step?
You have to divide by negative 2. Then you have to change your symbol.
Thank you. So divide by negative 2. He said those words, those magic words, divide by negative. And when you divide by a negative, we do have to switch the direction of that symbol, as he also pointed out for us. 42 over negative 2, negative 21. Okay, our next one. This time we have things to collect. If you have 3 things on a side, there's something you can put together. So 4x, this is understood 1, and 1x give me 5x. So we want to do that first. So if there are things that are alike that we can combine, do that step first, for sure, okay? Maddie, how do I move the x to the other side?
You would add x to 5.
Perfect. So 5 and understood 1 give me 6x minus 5 greater than 7. Landon, I want to move that 5, so I'm going to do what?
Plus 5.
We're going to plus 5. So I'm going to have 6x is greater than 12. And then, Braden, what do I do last?
You divide by 6.
Divide by
and
6.
That gives you 2.
All right. Let's skip down to the next one with parentheses. So if there are parentheses, we are going to do that distribution first. So 4 times 3, 12x. 4 times negative 5, negative 20. Everything else stays as is. Then we have like terms to put together. So I can put these together on the left side of my inequality symbol. Negative 20 plus 7 is negative 13. So if you're putting that into a calculator, make sure you put it in there as you see it on the paper. Negative 20 plus 7. And when your calculator says negative 13, make sure you write minus 13. Okay, so some of our mistakes are not in the algebra, they're in your arithmetic, okay? And we got a calculator for that, so make good use of it. Okay, in this next one, Will, what am I gonna do to move that x term?
You'd have to make it a positive, or negative.
All right. So I'm gonna minus that. So 12 minus 8 is positive 4. And Lucia, what do I do to move that 13?
Add.
Okay. So I have 4x, those are gone, is greater than or equal to 16. And Maggie, my last step, what am I gonna do there?
Divide by 4.
All right. And x is greater than or equal to 4. All right, in my next one, I'm gonna distribute. So I've got negative 6x minus 2 is greater than 4 times x and 4 times 7. And then Jacob, I want to move that 4x to that side, so what do I need to do?
Minus 4.
Okay, so I'm going to minus 4x. So negative 6 and minus 4. So if you were using a calculator, you could punch that in as negative 6 minus 4, or negative 6 plus a negative 4. Okay, they come out the same. Negative 10. And then I'm going to add 2. So negative 10x is greater than 30. And divide by negative 10. Ding, ding, ding. I am dividing by a negative. So I'm going to switch that symbol to the other direction. Tell you what, I'm going to go through these last two, okay, the last two, and then we're going to do our assignment on the board. So instead of on paper, we're just going to go to the board, and we're going to do our assignment on the board today. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go through this one. We're going to distribute 3 times 4, 12x, 3 times 6, 18, less than or equal to. Now here's distribution. That 42 has nothing to do with the distribution, with the multiplying. Get rid of the parentheses.
Because there's a symbol.
Yes, very good, because there's a symbol between. So just bring the 42 down. And then go 8 times 2x, positive 16x, 8 times negative 4, negative 32. Then, on this side, I do have things I can combine, put together, add, collect, whatever word you like. We all mean the same thing. So I can take my 42 and my minus 32 and make that positive 10. Then I'll start moving stuff. So I'm going to minus the 16x. So 12 minus 16, negative 4, plus 18, less than or equal to 10, all comes down. Move the 18, so we're going to subtract 18. So negative 4x, those are gone, less than or equal to negative 8, and divide by negative 4. Ding, 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 I'm dividing by that negative, so I am going to switch that symbol. And then negative 8 over negative 4 is positive 2. last one. The solving part's not hard. The hard part is getting the fractions eliminated, okay? So, common denominator, we start with 6. Does 2 go into 6? Yes. Does 3 go into 6? Yes. Does 4 go into 6?
No.
No. So we go to our next multiple of 6, which would be 12. Does 2 go into 12?
Yes.
Does 3 go into 12?
Yes.
Does 4 go into 12? Okay, so we're gonna use 12 as our LCD. Now, I showed you a couple different ways you can do this, and I'll show you again so you can pick which way you like better. But getting that LCD first, that's important. And then I can do this. This is the way I like, but it doesn't mean you have to do it this way. I'll show you both ways. Okay, so way number 1. 2 cancels and divides into 12 6 times. So I have 6 times 1x. That's already there, so that's 6x. And then 3 cancels, divides into 12 4 times, and I have 4 times 2, which is 8, is less than. 4 cancels, divides into 12 3 times, and then I have 3 times the 3x that's there, 9x, minus 6 cancels, divides into 12 2 times, and I have 5 times 2, which is 10. I'll keep solving, and then I'll go back and show you how you can do that another way. I'm gonna move my 9 to the other side, so I'm subtracting it. So 6 minus 9, negative 3. X plus 8 comes down, less than comes down. The 9's cancel, and I have negative 10. And then subtract 8, so negative 3x. Those cancel, is less than negative 18. And lastly, divide by negative 3, ding, ding, ding. Dividing by that negative means switch the direction of that symbol, and x is greater than positive 6. Okay, so another way to do this, and you get the same thing, so oops, let me switch my eraser back to whole. Another way to do this, and it really doesn't matter to me which way you do it, because you get the same thing. You still gotta find your LCD, so you're still gonna multiply everything by 12. But instead of doing canceling, what I can do is this. I can go 1 times 12, 12, divide by 2, and I get 6. And I can take 2 times 12, 24, divided by 3 is 8. And I can go 3 times 12 is 36, divide by 4 is 9. And 5 times 12 is 60, divide by 6, and I get 10. So it's the same thing. You get the same thing. So instead of canceling the denominators and dividing, you can just multiply and divide right from the start. You get the same first line, 6x plus 8 is less than 9x minus 10, okay? So either one of those ways will work to get rid of the fractions, which is what you want to do.